you love a good Dave rant? Want to see the latest Ramsey Show videos going viral? Check out your favorite moments from The Ramsey Show on YouTube. Go watch and subscribe to The Ramsey Show channel on YouTube.
Maybe sets in order for your convenience. Ramsey Show ending, after show beginning. Put my links in the chat and we will get going here. What up, Sid? Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Where's my... There it is. Got stuff in the wrong order. Boop, boop, boop. Why is it taking so long? Too many tabs. Too many tabs. Oh, do we have skip frames? We do. Alright, let's get through some of these and then we'll be done. I'll get rid of some of them. Listen for the drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step three is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I don't, and why I host this after show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is the safe for your kids. No student loans at all for that college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I don't, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Beep beep doo doo doo. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show After Show brought to you by D.H. Schumann. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation/assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. The link's at the top of the chat, in the video description below, and also on the right side of my YouTube banner, about right there, above those blue boxes that won't be on your screen when you go to that site. Let's see, where were we? You can email me about anything, yes, anything, and that's CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Right there. Instagram's Coach Steve Money, no spaces, and donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty, brand new show today, despite Dave Cation. Assuming there's been no official word, but I think somebody saw some kind of beachy photo or something like that on social media. And we had Christina Ellis co-hosting today, and in the big chair, of course, our guy George Campbell. Yeah. Hey, YouTube, back in the day, whoops, King Coleman calls him George, a camel with a K. Now George hosts 3 podcasts, they don't cost a cent. It's Borrow, Future, Entree, Leadership, and the Fine Print. I opened up YouTube, saw the thumbnail was camel. It's always fun with George on the panel. Ayo wears ASOS and Deloney wears flannel. No one does it better than our guy George Campbell. Paid his house off. Got a second dog. Got a 2013 Tesla. Sell the horse. Market report. Alrighty, we got a down day. Let's see. Oh, no more skip frames. Excellent. Alright, so we got a down day. Sorry, doing a little work at the same time. Over off on the side. Got a laptop happening. Let's see. So down today, small cap index down the most, 1.46, and that's like been the most troubling category since the market has been down. Followed by the Nasdaq, 1.19% down, 1.19. S&P 0.42% down, and Dow Jones total. Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is the total market index, is down 0.18%. And so the value stock people should be doing very well for tomorrow, or at least better than the rest of us that aren't. Let's see what this one says. Nasdaq falls more than 1% as chip stocks struggle. Key inflation report looms. So we don't know what it's going to say, but let's worry about it anyway, and let's do some selling today. As you can see, there's a nice graph. Declines came after memory chip maker Micron warned that revenue may fall short of its prior guidance because of macroeconomic factors and supply chain constraints. So it's not their fault. Their stock fell more than 3%. Been a rough week for chip makers. On Monday, weaker than expected revenue guidance from NVIDIA weighed on the group, and those stocks extended their losses. On Tuesday, let's see, do we have another one? Excuse me, come on, there we go. Investor Business Daily, you'll be sorry. Oh, no, that's not what I thought it was. Thought we had another like state of the market today. Nope, guess not. All right. Go back to that. Robert Perry, check in 401k now. Yeah, it was last week was overall positive. And the small cap seems to be the one that's the most down and having the most trouble getting back to the positive incline. I think it's still been going up overall. Let's see. Yeah, it's still been, it's since that low on June 16th, it's just been going up a little and coming down a little, just like all of them really. But this is the small cap has been lower than the rest of them. Oh, let's see. What can we check? We can check the earnings calendar. Who's at 9? Roblox, Coinbase. Let's see what they did. Tomorrow, Disney will be reporting. Coinbase down 10.55% today and down 4.78 in the after hours trading. Let's check Roblox too. Why not? Let's see if there's any good news. Down 3.1% and then must have had a bad report. Down 16.54% in the after hours trading. Like I said, the mouse reporting tomorrow at 4 p.m. Right when the market closes. 16th is Walmart and the Home Depot. 17th is Cisco. It's a network equipment manufacturer. We got some green here in the top most followed on Google single stocks, which is Apple 0.03, which is better than 0.02. So it's not a lot, but it's better than being negative. Microsoft 0.71% and the rest of them in the red. The most down, Tesla 2.44%. Let's see, Europe, checking the rest of the planet. Mostly down in Europe, mostly up in Asia. See what the dollar did. Euro up on the US dollar up on the Japanese yen, US dollar up on the British pound, love. US dollar up on the Canadian dollar, sorry. And US dollar up against the Australian dollar, mate. No shrimp on the barbie tonight. And crypto all down. Mostly the Ethereum. And let's check those. That after hours trading. And NASDAQ down another % in the after hours trading. Negative 0.34% for the S&P and negative 0.1% for the Dow. Hopefully it'll go up by tomorrow morning. Okay, done with that. This from Ars Technica. Almost every Ferrari sold since 2005 is being recalled. A faulty brake fluid reservoir cap might not vent properly, causing brake failure. And it is 17 years since 2005. So I'm assuming it's been later causation for this, like they only, like, over time when it gets old, maybe it starts not venting properly, maybe. Let's see. Designed to vent pressure if necessary, but evidently that design isn't so hot. Phrasing. Venting can fail to happen, causing a vacuum to build up, resulting in a possible leak of brake fluid. And if you don't have any brake fluid in your brake lines, you aren't going to be able to slow down or stop without hitting something large and solid. Phrasing. Fix is therefore pretty simple. A new brake fluid reservoir cap and a software patch that lets the driver know if their brake fluid reservoir is running low. Pull over immediately and get the car towed if that's happening. Alright. Owners should be notified toward the end of September by Ferrari about when to bring their cars, take their cars in. Not bring. In to be fixed. Alright, and back to this one, investors. Business Daily. You'll be sorry if you sell these 7 value stocks now. I was talking about the value stocks earlier, and those are stocks that in the value mutual funds are ones that aren't as low when the market is down, but they're even more so not as high when the market is up. So they tend not to be overall as valuable. Mileage is going to vary depending on which one, but that just seems to be the general consensus as far as the average. Let's see, in the S&P are outperforming this year, of course, with all the downage. But analysts still think it's a mistake to part with some of them too soon. Okay. Let's see. Dish Network, Marathon Oil, Baker Hughes. Don't know what that is. Are poised to rise 40% or more in the next 12 months, says an Investor's Business Daily. Analysis of data from S&P Global Market Intelligence and MarketSmith. Standing behind value stocks is increasingly tricky. Value stocks valuations have climbed compared with those of S&P 500 growth stocks. That takes away from one of their most luring attributes to value fans, price. Additionally, some of the S&P value stocks that analysts like most are down. And that's not a good sign, as this year has been a rare one of the outperformance for value. Let's see. Butter is on sale at my local Winn-Dixie. Sid says, I haven't seen a Winn-Dixie in forever, since I left Virginia. Price is Right, winning music. I don't have the winning music queued, so otherwise I'd play it for you, Sid. I don't have it queued since the market was down today. Google briefly nuked the internet last night. This is from Gizmodo. Users were unable to access search and Google Maps around the same time. An explosion at a Google data center reportedly left 3 workers critically injured. What exploded? My goodness. Large swaths of U.S. internet users last night briefly experienced the dark, frustrating realities of a world devoid of Google services. Could probably live, though Google has since resolved the outage issue. Earlier reports suggested the disruptions could have been tied to an electrical incident at Council Bluffs, Iowa, at a Council Bluffs, Iowa data center that left at least 3 electricians critically injured. Google denied the link when speaking with Gizmodo and says the outages were due to internal error, whatever that means. Internal error could mean the electrical incident. Internet outage tracking site Down Detector started reporting accounts of Google outages around 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday evening, with user reports quickly climbing to over 40,000 in less than 1 hour. The disruptions ran the gamut of Google products and left thousands unable to access search, Google's Bedrock product, or Google Maps. Users also reportedly experienced issues with Gmail and Google Images. The outage seemed mostly limited to the US-based servers, though Bloomberg notes search issues impacted some users in Taiwan and Japan as well. Outage reports began to subside around 2 hours later. Alrighty. Robert Perry doesn't see them in Virginia either. Yeah, they may have gone the way of the dodo in a lot of the country. Let's see. It says stock futures tick up as investors. This is from earlier, though, in the day. The futures. This was maybe like right after the market closed at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is right when the Ramsey show starts. As you can see, they're still all down currently. Did that one. That one, okay. That's from CNBC. Apple Card's rapid growth. Outside vendors blamed for mishaps within Goldman's credit card business. The Apple Card's rapid growth and Goldman Sachs built to service it resulted in some failures more reminiscent of a traditional issuer than a customer first disruptor, according to people with knowledge of the matter. Regulators are focused on customer complaints for the past few years, and the biggest source of those came from attempted chargebacks, said the people. While the bank had automated ways, for customers to log disputes through their iPhones, it had done less work on streamlining the resolution of such cases, according to the people, and Goldman Sachs and Apple up in the after-hours trading, as you can see. This from Barron's. NVIDIA's shortfall. Blame gamers or crypto mining? Maybe both. Shortfalls in its gaming segment revenue would hamper second quarter results. Analysts were left wondering how much can be blamed by a drop in demand from gamers compared with cryptocurrency miners. The company said on Monday its preliminary second quarter revenue was $6.7 billion, well below its outlook for $8.1 billion, which we talked about yesterday. The firm pointed to a 44% quarter-over-quarter decline in the gaming segment revenue to $2.04 billion. I don't know how they know, since the gamers and the crypto miners are buying the exact same video card, so I don't know how they would be able to tell that. Maybe they did a poll, don't know. This is from CNBC's Make It section in food, travel, and tech. Domino's Pizza says, Arrivederci, flees Italy after failing to win over local customers. Well, it is Italy, so maybe they just don't like that taste of the Domino's. I wonder if it was cheaper than their local places. I wonder if the prices were. I wonder if it's. Oh no, we can't read it. Can't read the story anyway. Oh yeah, we can. Struggling to gain a foothold in the country. Locals proving to be difficult to win over for the American chain. Cheers on Twitter, where users mock Domino's for even attempting to establish it. It's worth a shot. Let's see. I know when I used to buy that, I used to buy it because it was less expensive than a $15 pizza from elsewhere, or like even $12. You could get a large three topping for $7 back then. And Donato's, which is a great chain and one that does taste better, but it, $5 is $5. Let's see. Purely Italian ingredients, including 100% tomato sauce and mozzarella and Praga, looks like prosciutto di Parma, gorgonzola, Gran Padano, and mozzarella di Bufalo Campagna. Sorry about if any of that is pronounced incorrectly, but plans to get Italian hooked on deliverable pizza were scattered by the pandemic, of course, when local pizzerias turned to delivery when in-person dining was shut down by COVID lockdowns. Local pizzerias weren't delivering before that. Maybe they did cause them to start delivering, so maybe that is a positive, and may not have happened if they hadn't been there. But I don't know, they probably did it for like this article says, because of the pandemic. So it doesn't say how much those were compared to the price of the local pizzerias. Let's see. Sid wants to know why a fund would be closed for initial purposes. Fund closed for initial purchases or purposes? Oh, purchases probably. Oh no, purposes. Let's see. A closed fund is a fund that is closed to investors either temporarily or permanently. And why? Let's see. Closed for initial purchases. I see purchases there. Closed to new investors. That means if people are investing already, they can buy more, but you can't if you haven't. I'm gonna get to it. Robert Perry. I'm gonna see how much it might ally itself with Dave's plan purposes. Okay. Maybe it was maybe they typed purposes on accident. All right, initial purposes, and you put that in quotes, and so that'll be in there. Fund closed. Educational purposes only. Yeah, it's not saying anything like that there. OBS. But yeah, closed, it means you can't buy it. And if it's that thing where it's closed to new investors, that means if you've already bought in some of it, you can keep buying it, but they're not letting any new people into the club. So then you just have to be sad about it. Was that a really good one? It may say purposes by mistake because somebody can't type or they're stupid. But I didn't see anything on purposes, just purchases. All right, where were we? Leno, right? This is the Jay Leno rule of saving money. You don't have to be rich to make it work for you. It's not possible for every family, but pros say it's worth a shot if you can swing it. Let's see what he does. Comedian Jay Leno has openly shared that while collecting 2 salaries, one from his Tonight Show hosting gig and one from his 150 annual comedy shows, he never spent any of his NBC salary and instead spent only what he made doing stand-up. I'd bank one and spend one. TV star told CNBC in 2016, I never touched a dime of my Tonight Show money, ever. Okay, but Leno's rich, you might be tempted to say. Still, pros say the spend one, save one philosophy might just be able to work for other families too. This idea is really smart behavioral. It's really big in the Ramsey community. Finance approach to handling income for a 2-income family. And right, that's what they often even say, if you can live on half of your income for a year, then you can. They often suggest that as a projection, a quick projection of what people can do, especially if they do make a lot of money. It seems like they just have to cut the spending. They just have to get on a budget, and maybe they can cut spending down by 50%. And so let's see. So that's similar, related. Keeps lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation to a minimum without having to fight over how much each separate income to set aside or spend each month. Okay, in addition to saving 10 to 15% of your income for retirement, where have we heard that from? Even in this high inflation period, because it's on sale, families should have somewhere between 3 and 12 months of savings in an emergency fund. We've heard that. Dave doesn't go to 12, Dave goes to 6, so you can use the rest of your money for the rest of the baby steps. So you can get to that baby step 7, and then you can invest. You can invest whatever you want to. Let's see. Review your spending, netting against your income. Yeah. Alrighty. Cool. From Jay. Hey. That's my Jay Leno impersonation. Wasn't that good? CNBC again. A shakeout among mortgage lenders is coming, according to CEO of bank that left the business. I'm assuming to a bank CEO that left the business. The bank probably didn't leave the business. This from Field Reporter Sid, I believe. Some firms will be forced to exit the mortgage industry as refinance activity dries up, according to Tim Winnis, CEO of the U.S. division of Santander. Santander left the mortgage business. Oh, the company did. Okay, as part of a strategic pivot to focus on higher return services like its auto lending franchise. That decision now seems prescient. JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo have cut mortgage staffing levels to adjust for lower volumes. Smaller non-bank providers are reportedly scrambling to sell loan servicing rights or even merge or partner with rivals. And as you can see, looks like these two are unchanged, but it looks like the rest of them are up a little bit in after-hours trading. Go. Bum, bum, bum. It was purchased. Beep, 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 do. Oh. Market's down. I don't have the winning music. Otherwise, I'd play it for myself. I also don't have Kelly queued up saying, "You're right, Steve." So I should probably queue those up more often, because it would be more fun to do that. This from Yahoo Finance. Most of Gen Z are in the dark about how to buy a home, as over half of Americans fail a mortgage literacy quiz. Home is the biggest purchase most people make in their lives, but a MoneyWise survey suggests Americans know alarmingly little about the process. Over 56% of the respondents flunked a quiz by common home buying terms, including mortgage rate and down payment. Survey of 1,116 people spanned generations, while younger respondents, including first-time homebuyers, struggled more. Most quiz takers well into the 40s and 50s still received an F. Key takeaways. Less than a quarter of Gen Z respondents from the youngest generation buying homes today in their early 20s could pass a quiz on common home buying terms. 40% of non-homeowners plan to save a down payment ranging from 6 to 12% of the asking price, but nearly 78% of homeowners report putting 20% or more down on their first home purchase, and that's what's recommended, the 20%, so you don't have to pay PMI, because you do have to have 20% equity in your house in order to not pay that PMI, and so that's better, although Dave does say it's fine to just put down 10% for a first-time home buyer. Nearly 71% of respondents who took on a 15-year loan for their first home regret it, while only 27% of those with a 30-year loan feel the same. Interesting. I wonder why. Because it's a higher payment and making them pay it off faster there. And the people with the 30-year loan, they have more wiggle room, and so they probably like that. But yet, they're going to be paying their loan for 30 years since they enjoy their wiggle room. Friends and family, 61%, real estate experts, 58%, and online articles, 47%, are Americans' most common source of information. There's your graphs there, your pie charts on the results of the quiz there. Let's see, and this is what they didn't know. Let's see, closing costs, annual percentage rate, mortgage, appreciation, down payment, offer, interest, mortgage rate. All right, let's see, generational divide in home know-how. Over half of the survey failed mortgage literacy quiz. Only baby boomers, who may have had more home buying opportunities and experiences and life than other generations, typically pass. All right. Cool. Boom. Holding out hope for a small down payment. Should not do that. That's regrets. Did you rush your decision to buy a home due to perceived market pressure? 55% do yes. Let's see. 2018 and after, yes. Although they didn't, in 2018, they did not know that the market was going to go exactly like it did to the pandy and shortage of houses. Let's see, gaining home buying knowledge, most popular sources, friends and family. were what? The highest? Yep. Alright, let's see what else we got. Also in the Make It section on CNBC, want to build generational wealth, avoid these 7 U.S. cities. I think, all these 4 in a row, 5 in a row, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 in a row are from field reporter Sid, Bayou reporter. Want to build generational wealth, avoid these 7 U.S. cities. 3 in California, 3 in New York, and Boston. Let's see. Cameron, Texas, interesting. I wonder if that's like a really, really richy area there. And Hidalgo, Texas, probably. We'll have to ask AJ about that. Shelby, Tennessee. I think Dave has mentioned Shelby before. Tulare, California, Mercer, New Jersey, Mobile, Alabama, and Fresno, California. I was right on one of them, 2 of them. Okay, but nothing in New York and such. And so what is it? They each have multiple entrants in the list. In Cameron County, the lowest ranked large county in the study, residents have just a 24% chance of even knowing someone from a rich household. They're also 13% less likely than people in socially connected communities to befriend somebody from a different social. Oh, so it's the opposite. These are very low rates of social connectedness in the study. So what did that say? Build generational wealth, avoid these cities. Oh, climb social and professional ladders when you don't know people, I guess. Study says children earn 20% more income in adulthood on average if they grow up in a city where lower and higher income households interact. That makes them more likely for one potential reason, it notes. Children with wealthy parents often have access to test prep courses, college counselors, established networks that lead to lucrative jobs, and those children can pass along those skills to their less fortunate friends. All right, and then that knowledge adds up. All right, social connectedness. LJ says it's not a reliable source. You mean other kids for this or the friends and family? Because you're right about that. You definitely double check what friends and family are telling you. This from Yahoo Finance. 7 levels of financial freedom. How to work your way up according to experts. Let's see if this has anything similar to what Dave says. Whether you're living to work, drowning in debt, struggling to save, overspending, or existing from paycheck to paycheck, you're all too familiar with the invisible chains of financial stress. The answer, of course, is financial freedom, but with so many bills and so little money left over at the end of the month. There you go. You can probably see it better now. How can anyone get from here to there? Let's see what we got. Level 1, clarity. Assess and clarify. Time to take inventory of where you are financially and develop a clear picture of where you'd like to be. That means checking your credit, and which we don't care about, and revisiting your bank and credit card accounts. And close those credit card accounts. You'll also have to do the unpleasant job of gathering your bills and tabulating your monthly expenses. And while you do that, that way you can work on that budget. We'll see if they mention that. You do have to do it, but if you keep up with it after that, you only have to do it once. That's right. In order to take control of your finances during these changing times, as well as get a hold of your spending and investments, it's important to create a financial plan. Level 2, self-sufficiency. When you clear this level, you're standing on your own 2 feet. You've moved out of your parents' house and you're off any public assistance you've been relying on to get by. It's important to note that self-sufficiency and financial independence are 2 different things. At level 2, you'll probably be living paycheck to paycheck, struggling with debt, or both, but you're no longer dependent. Although it may not feel like it, you're finally in control of your own destiny, right? It's all you making the income, and it's all you deciding where that money goes. Level 3, breathing room. This level is where you break the cycle of paycheck to paycheck living and all the anxiety that comes with it by finally building up some savings. Yep. And if you do Dave Ramsey's plan, you would have $1,000 emergency fund before you even start paying off debt. Having breathing room right now with inflation at record high in the past 41 years is imperative. Level 4 stability. When you reach level 4, you made it. You're officially financially stable. That means having 6 months worth of savings in the bank and no toxic debt. And of course, Ramsey, you would take out the toxic part and just have no debt, except for mortgage at that point. If you're still living one paycheck away from disaster, saving 6 months worth of expenses might feel like impossible hill to climb. The keys are consistency and patience. Automate your savings so that 10 to 20% of everything you earn is automatically saved and invested. And you're not going to do that. You're going to pay off debt first. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, and there could even be, I mean, Merrill Lynch should be fine, like Fidelity and all the places like that. Shouldn't have any barriers. But the fund not letting people, new investors buy, that's the fund's choice, not the brokerage. So they can change that anytime they want to, I think. I don't think it has to be a permanent change. But it just depends the owner of the fund. Was that a really good one? Did you check the 10-year track record on that, Obs? All right, let's see. Level 5, flexibility. Once you establish a healthy emergency fund, you'll divert some of your income to investments instead of savings. And again, you just have the 6-month max emergency fund while you're paying off your mortgage. You don't invest more than that. So that's different. And level 6, financial independence. So this is sort of baby steps adjacent. Abundant wealth is 7. And so the baby steps are similar to this, but this doesn't stress the paying off all of your debt thingy. So let's see. Yeah, if perform's performing really well like that, it's interesting that they're not letting anybody else buy it. Any new investors buy it. That is interesting. I don't know. Sometimes even successful funds, like they close, which they can do whenever they want to. This from Cat Infamous. 3027, they had a question yesterday too. Was it the same question? At my age, would it be better to put 15% into retirement for baby step 4 or pay off the mortgage quicker? You do the 15%. Let's see, pushing 60 and would like to retire in the next 10 years. Sooner if possible. Well, you need money to retire on. I mean, it's 6 of one and half dozen of the other, as people say. Problem is, there's no way I can afford to retire and still pay the mortgage. Even if you keep doing 15%, you won't have enough to make that for your expenses. So I have to pay off the house before I can retire, and I have 14 years left on my 15-year mortgage. 2.25%, yay, yeah, that's great. Would like to retire in the next 10 years, you might not be able to do that. About to start baby step 4, I'm supposed to contribute 15 of my salary to retirement. Obviously, I'll contribute 5 to pick on the match, but I'm wondering whether I should contribute the remaining 10% to retirement or use it to aggressively pay off the mortgage. And Dave doesn't want you out of retirement. You got to have that retirement money. So you should keep doing that and work on the house. Here's what I'm going to say. Work extra. Work overtime now if you can. If you can't work overtime at your main job, get a secondary job and put all that on the house. And also work longer. Don't retire just work as long as you can. I know in the next 10 years, if you're pushing 60, so if that means you're 59 now and you're actually going to be 60 this coming year, then you do have 10 years before 70, but I would definitely keep working. And the reason is because you can't afford it, obviously. You could pay off the house when you retire by selling it, and then but you still have to pay rent on something. Let's see. I think it goes on a little bit more. Let's see. If I were younger, this would be a no-brainer, but at my age, am I too close to retirement for that 10% to make enough difference to outweigh the benefit of paying off the mortgage significantly quicker? I don't think so. I don't think even at an older age, Dave doesn't have you change up the baby steps there, so you just make more money while you can, and work while you can, while you're still able to. Let's see, John and George. What's going on with their on-air interaction? John has made fun of George recently, and while George is taking it well, the look on his face shows that it likely bothered him on August 8th. John changed his tune and called George his best friend. There's the dependent feedback 301. People love to look at I assume it's like everywhere else too, not just on the Ramsey show, but people love to look at the host, and people in the chat would often say, when Anthony O'Neill was still on there, it would say, "Ayo looks sad." And then 2 seconds later, he'd be laughing his butt off about something. So that's just resting AO face is what I called that. And people loved it, reading the body language and stuff. I think these guys get along. And when you really get along with someone, you do a thing called busting chops. And that means you make fun of them. And if somebody makes fun of you and you're friends with them, then you also go, oh, you pretend that it hurts your feelings. So, the compliment seem excessive. Is there something going on, or I'm just reading too much into it? You're reading too much into it. Life's too short. I don't know why I'm even commenting on it. Killer interest, what to do with it for motherhood. Rue. Let's see. Have a student loan, one that makes my skin crawl. The balance is at $87,679.02. The original loan amount was $23,945. Interest is at 12%. I'm trying to see if I can do something with it, meaning get it discharged with a D on it, or canceled by divine intervention. Yeah, that won't work. But if I can't, I was thinking mathematically, I will pay over $199,863.41 total for this loan. It's criminal. You should have been doing that math beforehand when you signed up for it. In order to crush this, I would have to put $2 to $3K per month for it. Yeah. But this loan does absolutely nothing for me. I get nothing. My household is stripped of the cash per month. We have 4 small children. Household of 6. Did you graduate? And you should have looked with the graduation rate. If you graduated, the idea is to go to school. You took out that loan to go to school and hopefully graduate and then make more money. But this is what happens, and this is what kids and their parents have to think about. Original almost $24,000 loan, and now the balance is at $87,679. Unreal. Let's see. What if I paid the minimum around $600-700 per month? Invested the $2-3K I would have put towards the loan and pay it off later. So capitalize on the compound interest from the market. Use some of that profit to pay off the debt. You have to pay taxes on the capital gains of that. So I don't think that's an answer. And if it's smart, where do I even begin with investments and all? What would you do with this loan? Refinancing is not something doable based on our credit right now, so they have bad credit. It is not my only debt, but it has this astronomical interest rate, and it's the highest And so you pay off the smallest to largest, and after you get rid of your smaller loans, then you'll have more to put to it. But there's very little you can do. You can call Splash Financial to see if they will can do it. But if you have bad credit, you probably can't do any. Yeah, let's see. Trying to fix if you were good at math, you wouldn't have got yourself in trouble. In my case, it's correct, right? In that case, it's correct too. Yeah. If you don't specifically put that money towards the debt, it's going to be used for non-debt things. You're going to see that money sitting idle the next time you want to take the kids to Disney. Exactamundo. So 12 is ridiculous. Stick to Dave's baby steps. Motivating and reassuring. Good. Refi if at all possible. Yep. Working towards getting the credit to a place to refinance. Hopefully you're not taking out more loans to do that. Hopefully you're just paying down on your current ones. Doubt you will make more money from the market than the interest on your loan, especially as we head into probable recession. We're already there. Solution leading. No matter how many times they change the definition of it. What we got? John Breeden, 85. Do you struggle following baby steps or staying disciplined? Yeah. Just getting started with these principles. All right. One person was telling him to sell video game skins, which is like cosmetic stuff for video games. What do you say? Why so many kids? Why have so many kids? Yep. Really hurts. Wish would have known better. I'm humbled. Yep. Well, that's why, that's why. And when you take that out, a lot of times you're just an 18-year-old stupid kid. And that's when you need to have loving parents that tell you don't be stupid. And also they don't co-sign for you, or don't say, yeah, that's exactly what you should do. A stupid butt car situation. All right, from XR Desco. What would Dave do? Hey everyone, I can't get through to Uncle Dave. He's not there this week. He's on Davecation, so that's why you can't get through to Uncle Dave. Could get through to others on the show. I really need some advice. I'm 25, making $2,300 a month. I have a 2018 Ford Focus SE purchased out of stupidity and desperation. Yeah, desperation, not justification. Heading into justification station there. Whoop whoop. This particular car model is known to have a flawed dual clutch automatic transmission. However, mine has driven 65k miles without a major issue. If it's known, is there a recall on it? Besides some shuddering here and there, it's good gas mileage, 7730 on it. Still at 3.8% interest. I have my $1,000 emergency fund. This car loan and a student loan are all my only debts. Do I attack the car loan with a vengeance or try to sell it? You can do either. The value is around 8K on KBB, so I'd either save up for a $2,000 Craigslist car and then sell it, or pay it off and hope it holds up as long as possible. Any and all advice is appreciated. If you think the automatic transmission is going to go out, and if you think there's like, not just because some of them have done that, but if you have research that shows you that it has a good chance of going out, then yeah, you might want to sell it. You could also go down to the 1 to 2,000K Craigslist car. How much does he say owes 7730, and it would go around 8K. So basically, you would be able to sell it for what it's worth. So that would be good. And then selling it would get you the most bang for your buck out of a decision here. And then you would just have your student loan. Stupid butt car situation, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. A lot of them today. Freedom, eh? Oh, freedom _ OH. Use my savings for debt or keep the savings. I have baby step 1 done. I also have $1,800 towards my car stuff, insurance every 6 months, paying in December, as well as extra for tires, batteries, renewing tags, and ID. Insurance is $1,100. You're gonna have to pay that anyway. Let's see, debt is almost $5K. All credit card with crazy interest rates. Fortunately, it's only $5,000. Current plan is any extra I make, throw, and snowball my debt. I can make $500 to $1,000 a week, but it depends on my work schedule. I'm hoping to be debt-free by the end of the year, if not sooner. I keep going back and forth on using my car money. Do I keep it held back for the just in case, for when the insurance comes out? That's not a just in case. Insurance is going to be due at a certain time. So you do have to have a plan for that, unless you keep that cash handy. So you got to do one or the other. If you can take that $1,800 and put it towards debt, and then you have to budget out to see if you can just cash flow all your car stuff. Otherwise you can't do that. Otherwise you'd have to keep it. Should I use 700 of it towards the debt? It won't be enough to pay a single card off, but it'll put me closer, and I'll have baby step 1 to fall back on for that possible needed tire or battery. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, like, if you're paying the insurance for 6 months, so that's going to be, if you got to pay all that at once, you're going to have that when it's due. So make sure you have this stuff when it's due. Tires, you can maybe go a little bit longer than you had planned to. New battery, that doesn't cost that much. I would do, for a battery, you could just use your emergency fund for. The renewing tags, you know exactly where that is. That should be a budget line item for that particular month. ID, does that mean driver's license? Is that what that means? Because that's registration, right? The ID would be driver's license, I guess. Debts are 18, 17, 60, and 1380. You have 1800. Oh, 700 wouldn't be enough to pay off a single debt, but the 1800 would be able to pay off that 1380. And then you would have that minimum payment to throw towards the next one, and or help save up for this other stuff. So you could probably work it out. You just got to make sure you have that money when it's due. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. How you been? Open up your heart and your arms. Alrighty, so, see if there's any more, and we'll get to those tomorrow. Debt-free and 4 paychecks, okay. Yeah, we'll get to these tomorrow. Stable dividends. People are always about dividends. Dividends are fine, but you just don't want to chase dividends and make less money overall, is the advice on that. Alrighty, so links are at the top of the chat and in the video description below, and on the right side of my YouTube banner, like right up there above the blue boxes. And the first one is you can schedule a free consultation with me. And why would you want to do that? Because I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And you can click on that link, you click financial coaching, and a calendar will pop up. You can pick the date that you want, September 13th maybe, and you pick the time you want, and then you can confirm. It'll ask for your email address and such, and they'll let me know when you would like that appointment, and I will email you and let you know what information I need from you in order to accurately financially assess you. And we'll make that appointment happen. PayPal is paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. That's for donations. That's also where I take money when I do paid consultations. The first one is absolutely free, no strings. Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces, and you can email me about anything, and that's CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And you can ask me about anything. Alrighty. Thanks for dropping by there, Julia. Appreciate it. And everybody, make smart financial decisions every day.